According to the Federal Trade Commission, in 2024, scammers stole an estimated $12.5 billion from consumers, and that is billions with a B, folks. Scams can show up in emails, texts, phone calls, via social media, even in payment apps. And while the use of checks has declined, reports of check fraud, they've doubled since 2021. That's why the American Bankers Association has launched its hashtag Banks Never Ask That and hashtag Practices Affect Checks consumer education campaigns in collaboration with banks of all sizes around the nation. Paul Benda is Executive Vice President for Risk, Fraud, and Cybersecurity at the ABA, and he joins us now. Good morning, Paul. Thanks for having us.
Morning, Cliff. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Paul, talk to us about what are some of the most common scams that you're seeing nowadays.
Sure, Cliff. I mean, what we're seeing is the criminals really try and impersonate a trusted entity. They try and impersonate your bank, the government, a retailer, try and get you to make some action. And the thing is, they're leveraging technology. They can spoof the phone number on their caller ID. They can actually show your bank name and number on that caller ID, even though it's the criminal calling. They've gotten really good at buying your personal information online. So when they call you up, it's got the bank name and number. They might know your name. They might know your address. They might know the last four of your social. And they sound really convincing. They gain your trust, try and get access to your accounts, whether it's your security credentials, whether it's giving up that one-time use passcode, whether it's to get you to make a payment. It's a really challenging thing for consumers out there.
So difficult to ascertain what is safe nowadays and what is not. Paul, what are some of the biggest red flags associated with these scams that we should look out for?
Sure. I mean, the biggest one is urgency. Well, you've probably heard of those toll text scams, right? They text you, say, oh, you missed this toll, you're going to lose your license unless you make this payment immediately. So they try and scare you into acting without thinking. Your loved one's in danger, you need to make this payment, otherwise they're going to go to jail. Or they might try and make you keep it a secret. Some of these more elaborate ones where it's an investment scam or a romance scam or an investigation scam of your bank. Don't tell anyone that this is going on. Move your money to this place to keep it safe. And lastly, with someone out of the blue reaching out to you, asking for personal details, asking you to confirm one-time use passcodes, all of those are hallmarks of a scam.
You mentioned bank scams, obviously a big one too. What are some of the things that banks would never ask a customer, whether it's on the phone, a text, or an email?
Sure. This is what we're trying to educate consumers with our banksneveraskthat.com. You can go to the website and see some of these tips. And we're trying to use humor. A bank is never going to ask you whether they wear boxers or briefs. We're not going to ask you whether you believe in aliens. We're not going to call you out of the blue and ask you for that one-time use passcode. We're not going to call you out of the blue and ask for the PIN to your bank account or personal details. Now, if you call the bank, you know who you've talked to, you've called the number on the back of your card or on the bank website, absolutely, they're going to verify you. But someone calling you out of the blue, you have no idea who that is unless you've initiated that phone call.
What about the personal checks? How can we keep those from falling into the wrong hands?
Right. So, we recommend people not really use checks anymore. Would you give someone on the street your name, address, a piece of paper with your bank account number and your routing number?
Makes sense.
You'd never do that. So use electronic payments where you can. But if you do write checks, we recommend you track that check. Make sure you watch it get deposited. Make sure it's deposited for the right amount. If your bank shares images of those checks, look at the back of the check to see if it's been endorsed by the right person. And if you have to mail that check, make sure you mail it at the post office. Don't bring it down to your driveway and put that steal me flag up on your mailbox because criminals drive around looking for those flags and they just steal the mail right out of there. They'll steal that check.
Okay, say you think you actually have been scammed, that it's already happened. What should you do if you think that's occurred?
So if that's happened and if you've got any kind of payments or transactions made, call your bank immediately or call your credit card company immediately. They might be able to stop that transaction. They might be able to recover those funds, but they need to know right away. File a complaint with the FBI. IC3.gov is a place to go where you can file that. They might be able to track down those funds for you. And lastly, we always recommend that you got a police report. So that way you've got a record of what happened. If you need to file an insurance claim or there's any investigation, you got that formal police report that you can rely on.
All right, great stuff to keep in mind here. Where can our viewers go to check out more information about these scams, Paul?
Sure. We'd love you to check out banksneveraskthat.com. We've got those tips we talked about. We've got a scam quiz out there. You can test yourself, test your knowledge, compare with your family members, argue over Thanksgiving. And if you're still writing checks, go to practicesafechecks.com. We've got all the tips in there, the best way to keep yourself safe if you're writing those checks.
He is Vice President for Risk, Fraud, and Cybersecurity at the ABA. It's Paul Benda. And Paul, we appreciate the information. Great to join us this morning. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Cliff.